When you stop and think about it, there are so many parts of our day that just work. The streetlights flick on right when it gets dark, the trash just vanishes from the curb, and the park is always clean for your morning walk. It's almost like there's this invisible engine just humming along in the background, keeping our lives running smoothly.
I mean, think about something as simple as walking home in the evening. The reason you can see where you're going, the reason it feels just that much safer, it's because somebody, somewhere, made sure that light was installed, that it turns on, and that it gets fixed if it breaks. It's a tiny detail we pretty much never think about.
Or how about those places we all go to just unwind and connect with our community? Who's making sure those public spaces are kept up, that they're safe and welcoming for all of us? Well, the answer to all of this is local government. These are the special institutions, the invisible engines we've been talking about, and they are specifically designed to deliver all these essential services right where we live. They're the machinery that really transforms a bunch of houses into a community that actually functions. Okay, so let's dive in and pop the hood on a specific example, shall we? We're going to take a look at the local government system in Sri Lanka and see exactly how this engine is built and how it really works. So this whole system didn't just appear out of nowhere. While the idea of governing locally is ancient, the system we see today in Sri Lanka really started taking shape way back in 1865 under British rule. It's been evolving for over a century, leading to the modern structure that was officially put in place in 1987. And here's the crucial part. This system isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Nope. It's cleverly broken down into 3 tiers, and each one is tailored for a different kind of place. You've got municipal councils for the big cities, urban councils for smaller towns, and then Pradeshya Sabhas for the more rural village areas. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, this is a massive network. As of 2017, there were 335 of these local government bodies operating all across the country. Each one is busy managing its own specific patch. Now, this is pretty interesting because you can see right here where these institutions are most concentrated. The southern, western, and central provinces have the most, which makes a lot of sense, right? That's where you'll find bigger populations and greater administrative needs. So, let's break down the structure, starting with a major city. A municipal council is led by a mayor, who is elected by the public. But, and this is a really key point, the actual day-to-day running of the organization, the administration, that's handled by a government officer called the municipal commissioner. And you'll see a very similar logic when you look at an urban council for a smaller city. You have an elected chairman who's the political head, and they work right alongside a government-appointed secretary who acts as the chief administrator. And you guessed it, the same model works for the Pradeshya Sabhas out in the villages. An elected chairman and council members are there to represent the public, while the secretary makes sure all those decisions are actually carried out. This split between elected representatives and government officials is the core design of the whole system. Okay, so we've taken a good look at all the parts of the engine, but what does it actually do? What's the real output that we feel in our daily lives? Let's do a quick run through. First off, they handle the absolute basics for a healthy community. We're talking about maintaining drains, sewage systems, canals, and making sure public toilets are in good working order. Next up, they're the ones responsible for keeping our surroundings clean. That means managing waste collection, making sure it's disposed of properly, and even setting up recycling projects. Super important stuff. They also keep us moving and keep us safe. That means maintaining local roads, bridges, and of course providing that essential street lighting we talked about right at the start. But it's not all just infrastructure. It's about our well-being too. Local councils run our public libraries, reading rooms, and maintain those wonderful green spaces, like parks, where we can all get together. They play a huge role in public health too, by organizing clinics for mothers and babies and running crucial programs to stop the spread of diseases like dengue. And of course, when an emergency hits, they're on the front lines, providing fire services and other public safety support. When you see it all laid out, the scope of what they do is just massive. All right, we've seen this incredible engine and all the services it puts out. But for any engine to actually run, it needs 3 things, right? It needs fuel to power it, drivers to steer it, and a clear destination. The fuel, as you can probably guess, is all about funding, and it doesn't just come from one place. It's a whole mix of sources, from the assessment taxes that residents pay, to grants from the central government, rent from properties the council owns, and even money they make from the services they provide. So what about the drivers? Well, this isn't just about the officials. It's really about a social contract between everyone. On one side, we, the public, have our duties, pay our taxes, look after public property, and to cooperate. And on the other side, the officials have their duties to really understand our needs, provide good leadership, and prevent corruption. This engine only runs well when both sides are holding up their end of the deal. And finally, the destination. Where is all this going? It's all about national development. It truly starts at the ground level. Local councils spot what their region needs, they create plans to fix those problems, and they see those projects through. And in doing all that, not only do they solve local issues, but they also end up creating a whole new generation of experienced leaders who can then serve the entire country. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. This invisible engine isn't just about making our day-to-day lives a bit easier. A whole network of strong, effective local governments is, without a doubt, a fundamental building block for a prosperous Sri Lanka. Which leaves us with one last question, and this one's for you. Now that you've seen how the engine is built and everything it's capable of, what's one thing you think your own local council could do to make your community an even better place to live?